Hi everyone, today I thought I'll share about why I think the first job is super important. Essentially, where you train at is very crucial and it will affect your career in the long run. So when I was applying for my training contract, I didn't know that where I train at would be so important. At that point in time, my mindset was like, okay, if I get an offer, then I'm just going to take it. I'm not going to pick and choose. I'm not going to apply for multiple places and see which is the best for me, get multiple offers and decide which offer I want to accept. That was never my mindset. In one of my earlier videos, I mentioned that I spoke to a headhunter, and that's when I started to realize that, wow, where you actually train at makes a lot of difference. Because I'm doing general corporate work, I realized that it is not so easy to progress. Even though I'm working in a big 4 firm and I'm doing general corporate work, which firm you go to for what makes difference. After speaking with the headhunter, I realized I had this misconception that as long as you are in the big 4, you are very well placed to jump around, to jump in-house, to jump to a different firm. This essentially will become so sought after. But I think this whole concept is entirely false because it also depends on what you are doing in the big 4. For instance, I think A&G is famous or known for corporate work and Drew is known for litigation work. So if you are doing corporate work in Drew, then it your advantage is less than somebody who's doing corporate work in A&G. So actually it really matters what you're doing at which big firm. It's not just, oh, I'm in a big firm so I'm safe, I can go anywhere I want. So that's what I discovered from the headhunter, that actually if you want to progress up in direction of getting to better law firms, then where you start is really important. Another thing I realized is that doing general corporate work gets you nowhere whatsoever. The next step upwards would only be to international law firms or law firms overseas, right? Most of these firms are very specialized in a particular area of law. So if you're doing Gen Corp, then you have nothing to sell. Essentially you're saying, I do a little bit of everything but I don't know anything well. And it's very hard for them to want to hire you because they are specialized departments, specializing in one particular thing, for instance M&A or for instance employment. Basically each department in their firm does something very specific and they want somebody with specific skill and expertise in that area. They don't want somebody who's generally good at everything. The most common area of law that law firms are looking out for is usually M&A. So if you want to progress up the law firm path, then M&A is a good starting point because every big firm has an M&A department and I think M&A is where the money is or where the revenue is. So there is always demand for M&A lawyers. I think even if I knew early on, I might not have chosen to do M&A because their life is not the best. It really depends on the career path that you're envisioning. So if you are thinking of going in-house, then do general corporate work because your skills will be very broad and varied. You can deal with employment, you can deal with a little bit of M&A, you can deal with contracts in general. Basically, your skills are super suitable for in-house work because in-house is what you do, general corporate stuff. If you're thinking of getting to a better law firm, being a super arts lawyer, then doing general corporate work is definitely not the way to go. I wasn't very sure whether I wanted to go in-house eventually or to further my law career. But essentially, choose wisely where you train, and because it will really make a difference in terms of your skill level and where you can go after that. I think another thing that I learned is that you have to decide what is enough for you in a career and in a job, because there will always be a so-called better opportunity and there will always be something that seems more attractive because of the better rewards. But at the same time, every better or higher reward comes with some form of sacrifice, which is you get worse hours or you lose sleep and then you sacrifice your health. So I think the balance for everyone is different. Some people don't mind earning a little bit more for less sleep, but some people would prefer more sleep for less money. I think ultimately you have to decide what is the balance that works for you and stick to it. Like, don't look left and don't look right. Don't look at what your friends are doing. Don't think that, hey, why are they earning so much more? Yeah, because they're sleeping so much less also. So I think that's one of the things that I guess I struggled with when I'm trying to think of where to go next from this job. I feel that I want a life, I feel that I want to sleep, and I feel like I want a more balanced lifestyle. So I don't think I'm someone who's willing to sacrifice all of this for a much greater salary. Yet at the same time, I know just being in this world, there's always this temptation that, wow, that salary is like 1.5 times more my current salary. I think I come here and leave you with more questions than answers, but I'll just sum up my 2 main takeaways. First, where you trade at is very important because it will affect where you go from there. And second, it's good to know what is enough for you. It doesn't matter what is enough for other people, but what's enough for you will help you make a better decision. Yeah, that's all. I hope that my sharing was somewhat useful, even though I guess there are more questions in your head now. See you!